So last summer, I was watching these interesting boats on Lake Mendota and wondering, what the heck are they doing? A little investigation, and I found out they were the weed boats. Dane County manages an aquatic plant harvesting program that uses 12 mechanical weed cutters to harvest Eurasian water milfoil and other invasives. So typically, my videos are about organic gardening and wildlife conservation topics. But we are going to take a little diversion today and talk about Myriophyllum spicatum, or Eurasian water milfoil, an invasive freshwater weed. So, this is a common practice. These boats are on the Danube River in Austria. Water milfoil is a problem all over the globe. The front of these boats are like a pitchfork, and they scoop up the weeds from the bed of the lake. The weeds are then unloaded and put into a dump truck. I was lucky enough to catch this process on camera. This man told me that they take the weeds to a local composting station. Imagine filling 4 of these dump trucks in one day with weeds. Hi, I'm Amy, founder of Fox Run Environmental Education, a nonprofit. I teach, write books, and make videos on organic gardening and wildlife topics. I spent most of my life farming in Kentucky, but recently moved to Wisconsin to quote unquote semi-retire. I know, weird, right? Normal people move south to retire. I'm not normal. You can check out my books on Amazon and my website. Feral hogs, European starlings, kudzu vine, and the emerald ash borer. What do they have in common? They are all invasive species. Invasive species are plants, animals, or pathogens that are non-native or alien to the ecosystem under consideration and whose introduction causes or is likely to cause harm. Milfoil meets this definition because it outcompetes the native weeds in the lake. It forms dense underwater mats that can reach the water's surface. Growing 15 feet tall, it emerges above the water's surface, typically reddish or pinkish in color. Because Eurasian water milfoil grows so densely, it causes problems when it decays and takes oxygen from the water. This decreases available oxygen for fish and other aquatic species. Often confused with water milfoil, the native coontail leaves are spiny and forked rather than feather-like. Many waterfowl species eat the shoots. It provides cover for young bluegills, perch, largemouth bass, and northern pike, and supports insects that fish and ducklings eat. Also, mucking up the water, so to speak, there are native milfoils, such as the northern water milfoil. This variety looks very similar, but is not as aggressive as the Eurasian variety and doesn't form those dense clumps. An interesting fact: northern water milfoil was used by the Iroquois to treat poor blood circulation in adolescents. As you can see by this image, the food web of the lake is very complex, and each plant and animal plays an important role. Native plants are typically better suited to provide natural habitats and spawning ground for young fish fry like this walleye larvae. Lake plants are part of the ecosystem. Many fish, such as the muskie, spawn in vegetation. Bluegills use it to hide from bigger fish and to hunt the snails and water insects they love to eat. So there goes the boat to weed out more weeds. But I was thinking, what about the fish and invertebrates that are among the plants? What happens to them when the weed boat starts grabbing up everything in its path? I called the Dane County Parks Department to ask that question. They told me that harvesters were trained to keep an eye out for fish so they could put them back in the water. They also said that while Eurasian water milfoil provides some habitat for fish and invertebrates, the quality of that habitat is not as good because it grows in such high densities and forms a monoculture. Another concern with Eurasian milfoil is that it does get tangled in boat motors and it inhibits fishing. So essentially, it interferes with recreation. Boaters and fishermen can help not to spread invasive species by washing their boats and draining water. Just to clarify, milfoil is very different from the blue-green algae blooms that we often see on our lakes. The weeds being harvested are not harmful to animals or humans. Blue-green algae is, and I plan on doing a video on it as well. Phosphates are a big contributor to the growth of weeds. Eurasian milfoil thrives on nutrient dense waters that are rich in phosphates. Currently, Dane County bans lawn fertilizer. However, the watershed for Lake Mendota is 72,093 acres. So, a lot of agricultural land drains into this lake. Runoff from this massive watershed includes the Yahara River, is interspersed with commercial farming. As you may have guessed, if you are new to this channel, I promote organic agriculture and for many years had a USDA certified organic farm. Some ways we can keep phosphorus out of our lakes is to use more natural sources of phosphate, such as rock phosphate. In addition, planting field buffers and using no-till practices help control agricultural runoff. For homeowners, not using lawn fertilizers with high phosphates and paying attention to the phosphate level in soaps and laundry detergent can help keep it out of the waterways. Lake Mendota is a beautiful living ecosystem that provides recreation opportunities and is also a vital home for many plants and animals. I hope this video provided value. Check out my other videos on organic gardening and wildlife conservation. Thanks so much for watching and have a fabulous day.